Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Cepi Ramdani and my student's number is 182122038. And in this occasion, I want to explain the material that I choose towards my methodological approaches in my teaching, reading, and writing context. But before I show you the example of implementation of this method, of course in my teaching activity, let's have a look to the explanation to what the text-based instruction is, which is in this occasion, I choose text-based instruction as my methodological approaches of my teaching activity. Alright, we will start from the definition of the text-based instruction. Text-based instruction, also known as a genre-based approach, is a teaching method that sees communicative competence as involving the mastery of different types of text. Text here is used in a special sense to refer the structure sequence of language that are used in specific contexts in a specific ways. Alright, and here I also attach some principle of this method. This is important to measure and analyze whether the teaching method that teacher do is suitable with the method itself. And the principle, according to Weiss and Joyce in 1998, text-based instruction is based on an approach of teaching language which involves 1. Teaching explicitly about the structures and grammatical features of spoken and written text, linking spoken and written text to the cultural context of their use. And the next one, it is designing units of works which focus on developing skills in relation to the whole text. And the last one, it provides students with guide practice as they develop language skills for meaningful communication through whole text. Alright, besides, I also provide you some types of the text of this method. They are first, procedures. The example of this type of text is procedures used in carrying out of task. And the next one is explanation. The example of this type of text explaining how and why things happened. And the third one is exposition. The example of this text is reviews, arguments, and debates. And the next one is factual recounts. The example of this type of text is magazine articles. Alright, and the next one is personal recounts. The example of this type of text is anecdotes, journal entries or diary, biographies, and autobiographies. And the next one is information reports. The example of this type of text is fact sheets. And the next one is narratives. The types of this text is stories and fables. And the last one, conversation and short functional text. The example of this type of text are dialogues, formal or informal letters, postcards, email, and notice. So, after we know the explanation of this text-based instruction, now let's take a look to my teaching activities, which is in this activity I used this method to teach reading and writing. I used the personal recount as the material of my teaching activity. And in this part, I let the students to read the text first, then I asked them about some important point of the text, and then I let the students to write the story based on the inspiration. And they have to share its story to be continued by the other students in the chat box. So, it is link each other. Therefore, without any further ado, let's have a look to my video. Happy watching. Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, great. Good morning, students. How are you today?
Good morning, sir. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Okay, students, Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Today, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful because I can meet with you all again in this English lesson, of course, with me. And today, of course, you're gonna learn something special, something new, and something interesting, which is the topic that usually happen in our daily life, and apparently it is unusual thing in our life. So today's the topic that we will learn is about personal recount. I think it is usually familiar with what is it familiar when we tell somebody about our experience or our stories, right? So well, in today's activity there will be two activities that we will do. The first one, you are going to read the short text, which is it is the about the personal story, and then I will ask you some questions regarding the text that I provide, and because it is important to measure your understanding about the text that I give to you. And then the next one, we are going to check your writing skill. So you have to write a brief stories about the experience. It's all up to you. The theme and the topic is all up to you. You only need to write what you are thinking about. So you just need to write down what you are thinking about on your mind. And the next one, and the next students must continue its stories. I mean, the previous students write for the first one, and the next students should be, what is it, must the continues its story. Okay, it's clear, students?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the first text that you have read. The title is about my father's job. So please read these stories carefully and get the new, what is it? The important point that you, what is it, that you can find in this text. So and then I will ask you some questions regarding this uh, stories, regarding this story. I will give you 5 minutes to read this text. Okay, finished, students? Okay, let's measure your understanding. Okay, the first question regarding this text, the title is about my father's job. What is his father's job? Can anyone answer my question? What is his father's job? Like, based on the story.
Farmer.
His job is a farmer.
Farmer, great answer. Yes, the what is it? His father's job is farmer. Okay, it's great, student. And the next question, what do they plant in the farm field?
They plant corn, paddy, and casapas.
Okay, great, Amel. They plant corn, paddy, and cassava. Yeah. And the next question, what day he helped his father? I mean, the writer, yes, the writer. Or what day the writer helps his father?
Sunday.
Sunday. Great answer, Berlian. It's Sunday. Yes. And the next question: what they sell the harvest? Do they sell the harvest?
Yes, they
Yes,
do.
they do.
Yes, they do. Yeah. It can be seen by, what is it? It can be seen by the paragraph 2. When the harvest times comes, we always harvest it together and sell it to the market. Yes, so they sell the harvest. And the last question about this story, what is his willing in the future?
His dwelling is also a farmer.
Okay, it's also to be a farmer. Great answer, Amel. So it can be seen from the last sentence of the text. In the future, I want to be a farmer too. Okay, great, student. Okay, we will move into the new text. Okay, students, so here is the second story that I provide to you. The title is about my mother. Here I provide you a take about the mother. So I will give you 5 minutes to read this story. So go on. Okay, finish, students? Okay, great. So if you finish read this story, then now I will ask you some question again regarding this story. So the first question, how many children mentioned in the text?
Six children.
Six children. Okay, great answer. It's six children. It can be seen from the first sentence. I have a big family with six children. Okay, it's correct. And the next question, is she happy to have a mother like her mother?
Yes,
Yes.
she is happy.
Yes.
Yeah, she is happy. Yes. And the next question, is her mother kind?
Yes,
Yes.
she is.
Yes, yeah, her mother is kind. And the next question, she is the most beautiful woman in the world. Okay, the word beautiful in the text has the same meaning with, okay,
Pretty.
Pretty.
pretty. Okay, great answer. So the, what is it? The same meaning with the beautiful is pretty. Okay, before we move into the next activity, I wanna ask you to read this loudly gitu ya. Maybe Berlian or Amel, one of you can read this top or can read this story loudly.
I wanna try, sir.
Okay, sure. Go on, Amel.
My mother. I have a big family with 6 children. It's a confused thing to manage our house, but I have a great mom. She always prepares our meals, teaches us, and helps us to do our homework. My mother is not the most beautiful woman in the world, but she is the most beautiful for us. She always kind to us and she is never angry. Even my brother is naughty. I'm very happy because I have the best mom in the world and I'm proud to be her daughter.
Okay, great. Thank you, Amel. You are good in reading this story. Okay, students, thank you so much for this activity. And we move into the new activity. It is the writing activity. So you have to write a story. It's all up to you about the topic. It's all up to you. So I will provide you 10 minutes to write the story, and you can write it in the, yes, in the chat box. So for the first students that they have to write the story is Berlian, and Amel have to continue the Berlian stories. Okay, is that clear? Okay, students, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So go on. And if you finish write the story, please share it in the comment section or in the chat box. Berlian for the first story and Amel continues the Berlian stories. Okay, finish, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Berlian, you can share your story, and Amel, please prepare for continuing the Berlian stories.
I read her.
Okay, you can what is it? You can share it in the chat box first. After that, you can read it loudly. Okay, Berian, thank you so much for writing your story, and you can read it. Can you read it?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sure.
I live in a small town. My town is small, but it is clean and comfortable. The people in the town are kind and friendly. They like to help each other. The town has complete public facilities. There is a bank for the people who want to save their money. There is a hospital and drugstore is the health facility. That's all, sir.
Great. So your story is about your town. Yeah, it's a great story. So there, what is it? There are some places that you put in your story, such as a bank and also the environment and the situation on your own town. It is like a clean and comfortable to what is it for living gitu ya. Okay, and the next one, Amel should continues Berlian story, and you can, after Amel, you can write the story on your chat box and share it to us, and then you can read it loudly. Okay, for Amel, I will give you 10 minutes to share the story.
Right, sir.
Amel has finished the story. Okay, Amel has continued the Berlian stories. Okay, it's great, Amel. Thank you so much. So, Amel, can you read your stories loudly?
All right, sir.
Okay, go on.
The town has also some place to get entertainment like cinema, museum, and zoo. I and my family like to go to the places in the weekend.
Okay. Okay, it's great story, Amel and Berlian. So, your story is linked each other, yeah. So it is a great story, and it's what is it? Yeah, it's linked each other. Okay, students, maybe that's all for today. Thank you so much for your nice attention and your participation for joining this class. I hope you always healthy and stay safe, yeah. And thank you so much for your nice attention. See you next week. I apologize if I have a mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.